everybody, and welcome in as Cricket presents the Warmup. I'm Neil Beasley, but that is Professor Matt Diggs, and he's here to talk all about Texas high school football, the DFW area. We've got some great matchups for you as well as we get to the lineup. But first, we got to look back at last week. What did you see last week? I ask you this every week, and every week we're always excited about what we saw. What did you see last week that tickled your fancy there, Professor?
You know, we only had about half of what we usually get to see because a lot of the teams were on bye week last week. But man, you know, we talked about it in the warm-up last week. Commerce was a team to keep an eye on, and they put it to Malakoff. Commerce is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been since 1999. We're partying like we're 1999, Neil, because Commerce is a relevant team in 3A Division I. And those are the things I get excited about is when you get those teams that take that next step up, especially traditional powerhouses from the past who come up. It'd be like Plano being a top 5 team in the state again. It is great to see. All right.
Well, we will hit the lineup now, and this is 3 games that we feel like you need to know about. And I think this first one everybody knows about, right? DeSoto, Duncanville, Eagles, Panthers. 3-2, 2-1. That's the thing really that kind of gets me. Duncanville only 2-1 on the year. Other teams have played 5. They've only played 3. What's your take on this one?
Yeah, I mean, we're 6 weeks into the season. This is week 7. And Duncanville, as you said, has played 3 games. And we're trying to figure out what is going on. And in that last game against Skyline and then previously against Waxahachie, their quarterback got hurt. So it's like we need an injury update to truly know what's going on with Duncanville. But DeSoto is just playing on all levels right now. Sarad Baker is the man, probably the MVP across the state right now. Legend Howell is playing complimentary football. And when you got Booby Feaster, just get into Booby, and he's going to make something happen. And, man, what they continue to do, I think it's going to be an interesting thing for Coach Mathis because now they're the targeted. They play very well with a chip on their shoulder. What's he going to do to motivate them? Because now everybody's picking them to win, and I'm going to be with everybody. I'm picking DeSoto. He's not going to get motivation from me. I think DeSoto is going to take it to Duncanville this week.
All right, game number 2 in the lineup. How about South Grand Prairie, the Warriors? They are averaging – like 60 points a game. They are lighting it up. Can Arlington Lamar, the Vikings, they're 2-3. Can they do anything to stop that attack?
The fun thing in 8-6A is everybody is averaging 60 points a game, it feels like. So it is going to be a shootout. I know when we got camera crews there, you got to bring that extra battery because there's going to be highlights galore. The thing that I think South Grand Prairie has, even though they don't have a great defense, they have a turnover-making defense. They're able to get in there and force a couple of turnovers. You'll get your yards against South Grand Prairie, but that is the key. Jaden Shaw is amazing for Arlington Lamar. If he can keep the turnovers down, I think they have a chance to win this game. But Dalen Brooks, Josiah Lucas, both really hallmark players for South Grand Prairie. Because of that ball hawk defense, I think South Grand Prairie wins a 1-score game.
All right, another fun one, I think. Terrell Tigers, Midlothian Heritage Jaguars. Tigers 5-0, 2-0 in district. And really, none of their games have even been that close. Tougher schedule, though, for Midlothian Heritage. So how do you see that one?
I think this game is so good, I'm going to have to go check it out with my own eyes. There are really 2 players that are going to be the key to this game. Zacho Davis and Roderick Hambrick Jr. Who's going to win that battle? These teams, 2 hours is going to be the over-under. I think we're going to be in and out pretty quick because they're just going to run the ball. But like you said, I think Midlothian Heritage has seen teams a little bit better than Terrell this year. Terrell hasn't seen anybody quite like Midlothian Heritage. The fact that Midlothian Heritage goes to Texarkana and wins a game there, beats Texas High, I think they're ready for this. They felt a little bit disrespected that I put Terrell over them in my dump rankings. I had to swap it out back after Texas High. Give me Midlothian Heritage to win a hard-fought battle in the trenches.
All right, it's time. We're going to stop down just a little bit because we always do our Media Day segment. That's where our own Ward Fasold catches up with one of the great coaches around the DFW area. And this week, it's Cory Campbell of Lake Highlands High School with our own Ward Fasold. It's this week's Media Day segment.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans.
Whoa! Your favorite burger whenever you want it. Whataburger is open 24/7, just like you like it. Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
All right, thank you, guys. We're joined with Cory Campbell, as we said, and we're talking about a Lake Highlands team that's just about ready to get really started in the district play. You got some dogs coming up, including Jesuit, who is a perennial power in there. They're struggling a little bit on offense, but you have to go there. Obviously, from my point of view, it's not an easy place to park, but hey, we'll park the car, we'll get in there and shoot it. Tell me your thoughts about going to this, because you got Berkner after that, and then you really start getting into some serious district games here.
Yeah, we're, in the so-called meat of the schedule, but, we're all Jesuit this week. Coach Hickman and I have known each other for a long time. Tremendous respect for their staff. They do a great job, and it's going to be, our clashes with them over the years have been great games, and I'm looking forward to Friday night. I don't expect anything less. Coming right down to the wire, and so they had a few turnovers the other night against Pierce that kept them off the scoreboard a little bit. But make no mistake about it, they're a really good football team, and it's going to be a huge challenge for us Friday night.
When we came into the season talking about Lake Highlands, obviously all eyes were on Christian. The way he runs the ball, he kind of broke out last year going to SMU and all that stuff. But we didn't talk as much about Chuck as we probably should have. And now he's out here with 15 touchdowns. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's really been a solid leader behind center. Talk to me about what he's brought to your team.
Yeah, and you just mentioned it, a great leader. Kids really rally behind him. We put a lot on our quarterbacks, from before the ball snap, pre-snap, to reads, to protections, to RPOs, to all the stuff. He's got a great rapport with our receiving core. You mentioned Christian; he catches the ball really well to the backfield, and it's just given us a balance that's super healthy. First down efficiency is huge. I don't care what level you're playing. And for us, it's no different. And so winning on first down, really allows us to open up that playbook and to feel comfortable pretty much, whatever we call. Jesuits front's really good. They've got returners at all three. They're an odd front at all three defensive line positions. Really good inside linebackers. So, it definitely adds a dimension to our offense, being able to throw the ball down the field to eliminate some of those heavy boxes that you sometimes see with, the likes of a Christian Road back there.
Talk about your team defensively, how you guys been playing. I know you gave up a lot to Flower Mound, but other than that, once you got into district play here, shutout, you got 13 points against Pierce, and then one of them was in kind of garbage time there. Talk about how your defense has kind of been playing.
Yeah, so defensive line is probably our most consistent group, led by Peyton Nicholson and Jordan Condoba up front. Those guys have been solid all year long, and so they kind of started for us on defense. Again, we talked about first down efficiency. That goes on the other side of the ball as well. Playing great on first down allows us to be multiple. We returned Jeremiah Jones at the inside linebacker position. Chris Terrio is having a really good start to the season. And then Aiden Little, extremely athletic outside linebacker that we have. And then in the back end, Lloyd Wyatt was a returning starter. And so we've got some new guys sprinkled in, but a lot of consistency up front, and that's allowed us to be successful playing defense this year so far.
Well, you said it, Coach. Meat of the schedule. First up, Jesuit. We got to get through that. We'll see you out there, because we'll definitely have a camera out there, and good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
Man, we look forward to it. Thank you guys so much for what you do for our game, and we'll see you on Friday.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans.
The #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Kia, movement that inspires.
Ward, Coach, thank you so much. Time now for the agenda. 3 more games that we want to talk about. First one up is Lakeview Centennial, the Patriots, going against Naaman Forest, 2-4 against 4-1. How good is Naaman Forest being 4-1 and 3-0 already in district play?
Yeah, they played great. And what I really caught my eye about Naaman Forest is their ability to play fourth quarter football. They've been down in all of their games, and in the fourth quarter, they've come back. Lakeview Centennial has been in every single one of their district games, but turnovers. So we got a team that seems to know how to win fourth quarter games, and we have a team in Lakeview Centennial that has fumbleitis and throws some very pivotal interceptions or has a special teams error. But it's two players you got to know in this game. It's Jockey Robinson for Naaman Forest and Dakari Jernigan for Lakeview Centennial. They are pretty much the bulk of their offenses, but like I said, it's going to come down to that fourth quarter. Naaman Forest knows how to win in the fourth quarter. Look for Braylon Deal to make a big play to end the deal for Naaman Forest and win that game.
All right, another I think could be a really fun one. Rockwall Heath. I think both Rockwall and Rockwall Heath, they can beat anybody, but all of a sudden they might be able to lose to anybody just because they play kind of up and down. But Rockwall Heath doing great so far. The 4-1, 1-0, going up against North Forney. The Falcons 6-0 and 2-0. Can they be beat? Because Rockwall Heath, they can bring it at times.
And Rockwall Heath had the bye week last week, which means they've had 2 weeks to prepare for North Forney, game plan, breakdown tape, and find those little intricacies. And that's what Coach Webb does. He's going to find something in North Forney that gives them a little bit of an advantage, but it's going to be so hard to find that advantage with Legend Bay. Legend Bay is just him when it comes to North Forney. And now that district has started, I think he's heeded the challenge of many pundits across the area who have challenged him to step up. He has done exactly that. Prosper Neal has been sensational for Rockwall Heath at quarterback. He's a dual threat, just like Legend Bay. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. I think he might be a little bit more of a passer, but complete team-wise, I think North Forney defensively has a little bit more that can shut down. I think Rockwall Heath is going to have to find 2 turnovers and something as special teams to be competitive in this game, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I like North Forney in this one.
I do too, but I never put anything past Coach Webb. So, all right. Last game, and it's always a fun one, the Kraut Bowl. I think we both have seen this one, and we just know every kid from Munster knows every kid from Lindsay. They played together, youth league growing up. The Munster Hornets, the Lindsay Knights, the Kraut Bowl. 3-2 for Munster, but they've had a much tougher schedule. They like to, ground and pound and get ready for that postseason because they're probably going to have a nice long one again. But Lindsay, 5-0 this year, 5-0, and ready to take on their arch rivals.
5-0, Neil, and I would have probably picked Munster until last week when all of a sudden Pilot Point comes out of nowhere. Lindsay got the win over Pilot Point a couple of weeks ago, and then Pilot Point beats Palmer, one of our ranked teams in 3A Division I. That's 2 classes over what we're seeing with Lindsay right now. So we got Munster and Lindsay, and we're trying to figure out, okay, what's going to happen in this Kraut Bowl. We got the small schools. We got the defending state champion, Case and Kearney, coming back. But the thing that people kept telling me was Lindsay dominated Pilot Point in the trenches, and then Pilot Point dominated state-ranked 3A a Division I team in the trenches. That offensive line, defensive line, players playing both ways. Zachary Meltzer is a player to keep an eye on for the Knights, and Lane Foster. I think it's going to be a little bit of an upset. Anytime you pick the state champions in their own classification to lose, it's a bit of an upset. But I think the Lindsay Knights are going to win the Kraut Bowl, and I think they're the team. They look like Munster from last year. They're just all of a sudden, everybody was talking about Collinsville, and then Munster comes out of